Hey, today we're going to be looking at two plays that happen in fairly quick succession in the Packers-Bengals game. Going to be a check down. This first one that we're kind of twirling check down to Josh Jacobs in the middle. So we'll look at it from here. We'll just kind of watch the play. Then we'll go back, take a look at it. Love looking for something downfield. Navigates the pocket. Nice throw behind Jacobs there, who comes back for the catch. Gets down to, we'll say the 4. I think they're at the 4, 3.5, 4, something like that is where he gets down. They score. The next play, 2 plays later, doesn't matter. We don't really care about that right now. So what do we got? We have Packers are in 12 personnel. We got up here. If you can see my little not score bug thing up here, some of the stuff I've tagged. Second quarter, 5:04 left, 1st and 10. They're in 12 personnel. 12 personnel. You count running backs first. That's 1. Got your tight end second. That's 2. That's 12. Based on the 5 skill position players, it's assumed 2 wide receivers. You got to split out wide here. Now they're in 12 shotgun spread. You've got no one in the backfield. Empty backfield look. A lot of times you can get these 2 tight ends side by side. You can hear it called by different names. YY wing is the one that I typically like to call it. That's just 2 tight ends in line to the same side next to each other with one on the ball, one off the ball. This is Tucker Kraft on the ball, the inside most tight end. A lot of times you'll go 12. You want them to, a couple different things you can do. You want to match heavy with heavy. So if you get in your 12, that means, maybe they put an extra linebacker on the field. They go a little heavier there. You can take advantage of that mismatch because you're trying to play the run. Now in empty, you're not looking to sell the run here. So this is not so much we want to pull the linebackers up. It's we want to get our guys, our bigger guys on the field because we think you will match with your heavy guys, and then we're going to try to hit you vertically off of it. So really all they're running here is 4 verts. I'm going to bend in there, bend out there. Then we got kind of this from Musgrave, this kind of outside bending one, and this inside seam off of Kraft. He's looking at Kraft. That's number 1. And then lastly, I guess we've got the guy who's going to get the ball is Jacobs is going to be running kind of this drag underneath everything. What they're trying to do, Bengals are in single high. What Love is trying to do is he's trying to hit Kraft. They're trying to, with Musgrave, you're trying to widen the outside, then hit up the seam. Again, if they're going, a lot of times an inside guy in this YY wing, so like the inside most tight end here, a lot of times, you'll match them with a linebacker. If you're going to get matched with a linebacker, that's the best way to do it, and then you're trying to take that vertically. Now, the Bengals are going to fall back, and it's not going to end up working out, but that's the thought process here, is we want to get you into heavy personnel. We're putting our receiving option inside here. We want to spread out and then just get you isolated, likely with a linebacker, up the seam. That's what you're trying to do. So look at that. Obviously does not necessarily play out that way, but we've got, as he's ready to throw, right here, we now have, he's kind of passing off, safety up over the top, and the safety is going to kind of break on that look from Love. So we're trying to hit Kraft up the seam. Safety's right there. It's not really a good spot to fit that, and this is the first read. This is what he's trying to do. Now at this point, I will point out, Tom's already getting shoved back a little bit. Hendrickson's already getting, that's Walker there. We got a little escape hatch from Love, so he's going to see that and start to break. Now, one thing, if you want to look at this, just this one still image, that guy there is breaking in. Somewhat of a coverage bust. We do have Musgrave behind. Let me get into yellow there. Musgrave in behind. So you could see, this is perhaps like a still screenshot where you could say, run it forward a little bit. You got Musgrave up there. For starters, not the first read. Second, that's a coverage bust. This is not even something like, if you saw this on film and you're looking at this during the game, like, man, they're dropping that boundary guy. We run this again. We dress this up a little bit. We got Musgrave wide open. Well, they might not bust the coverage the next time. So this is just one of those things that if there's time and Love is able to see it and work back to it, maybe you got a big gain out of there, but also maybe 22 can turn. It's not big in terms of this play specifically, just something I want to point out. So he's looking Kraft, it's not there, and now coverage starts to kind of break down a little bit. So he's going to break through. We got the DT there, the defensive tackle there. So instead of running and bailing, he's now going to try to settle because he feels like if he tries to bail, he's going to get tackled. We'll see it from the back end there as well. Pull up, hit Jacobs, which we'll see from the backside. Nice behind him there. Jacobs make a really nice catch and then gets down to it. But keep that in mind one more time because we're going to look at this, the next play. YY wing. This is empty. Next play is not going to be empty. You're trying to get your tight end up the seam. Problem is, you got a single high safety, and he's pinching over that. He's not going to the passing strength. He's going to the strength of the formation. I guess he's kind of sitting middle and waiting for everything to kind of pass out, and it does not end up working out. So not something he's throwing. He throws to Jacobs. Jacobs gets it. We'll look at it from the backside here. And now we can see here is Kraft here. I'm going to watch that play out. But then we're also going to see 63 and 50 as Love kind of hits the top of that drop. I'll run this forward. Right there. Looking to hit him. He doesn't like the look. It's not there. You got the tackles getting pushed in on you. You got an escape hatch. Try to get through. Not get through. He finds Jacobs, who kind of settles down a bit. You do have a defender here. So instead of putting it out in front, put a little behind Jacobs, who makes a nice catch high and away from the defender. I'm not sure if Love meant to throw it quite that high. He's got a guy in his face. Just get it up over the top. Jacobs makes a nice catch. Good run after the catch. Gets down, again, inside the 5-yard line. All right, man. Next drive. 2:50 left in the second quarter. It's 1st and 10. We, once again, 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, once again, wide wing. And we got our 2 wide receivers split out. We're running verts again, man. We have got, the same thing. That's Musgrave on the outside, bending. We've got an inside there. Let's run it, and then we'll talk about it. So Kraft is going to be our inside guy in wide wing. He's going to make a diving catch in the middle of the field, right around there. We'll see him. Nice throw. There we go. Well done. All right. We're doing it again. A couple differences this time. One of them that we kind of talked about. So again, we got our wide wing. Same formation. We got Kraft there. We got a running back in the backfield. Now, Love's going to give a flash fake to Josh Jacobs. Flash fake would be like a play fake is like we're trying to sell this. Flash fake a lot of times you'll see in shotgun, which is like we're going to kind of show the ball to the belly of the running back to sell this a little bit while keeping my eyes downfield. It's not a true big fake, and these linebackers don't bite. What you're trying to do, get these linebackers pinched up a little because you're trying to create a space behind him. Now we've got the other big difference here. We got the difference here. So same formation except the running back in the backfield. The last one had Jacobs lined up out there. We have 2 high safeties, which means you got a spot in the middle. You're not running seam against 1 high, which is what they tried doing the last time. You're kind of bending this a little more towards the middle because these safeties are going to be out a little bit. The thing about the Bengals, they will disguise the defense occasionally. But a lot of times, like by the time you snap the ball, you kind of know what you're going to get. If they're lined up too high and this guy isn't pinching down pre-snap, they don't really roll their safeties a ton, and so you kind of know what you're getting at this point. You're going to get too high, which means that route from Kraft is going to be slightly different based on that. Because again, you're not taking vertical seam, you're kind of bending inside against too high there. So we will talk about that. We'll look at that. Little flash fake right in the belly. These linebackers don't really buy it. If you see these 2 linebackers in the middle, they just kind of back up. It's back up, but they're in spot drop zone. So he's kind of got his eyes turned a little bit, but they're feet forward, eyes on the QB. You've got these 2 guys back, which means, again, so the 2 main coverage families, middle field open, middle field closed. Middle field closed would be, single high safety, which means like I think of it like, can you throw a post? Should you throw a post against this? Single high, no, because you got the post safety back there. That would be cover 3, cover 1, stuff like that. Middle field open would be, can I throw a post against this? Can I attack the middle field? The answer is yes, because it's open. And that'd be like your cover 2, some quarters, stuff like that. We don't need to get into all the coverage stuff. That's basically how those families are grouped. So instead of taking this up the seam, which would be right at the face of that safety right here, you're going to bend that inside. With these guys here, backpedaling a little bit, getting a little bit of depth, but not a ton of depth. They're not backing all the way up to the safeties. Love's just going to wait this out, see, okay, I got some time. If these guys are going to be here, we got Jacobs out of the backfield, kind of keeping them in spot here so they can't completely bail. The safeties are back. Kraft's going to bend this in. I'm just going to throw this to Kraft on the bender. So, see all that? Throw. Right there. Linebackers kind of stepping up a little bit. Both of them step forward on Jacobs. You could probably have done the same thing with Golden. Again, with the verts, you're widening on the outside. You're bending to the inside. And just like that matchup a little better. I think with Kraft, or that was the first read, you like that to that side. Those guys out. Throw to Kraft. You don't want to throw it to the middle, or else he gets lit up. So you put that in a spot where he can make a play, go down and get it. Nice throw. Nice throw. Look at it one more time. Here is Kraft back here. So let's watch it, maybe run it back a couple more times. We're gonna see him kind of get vertical. He's got that bend. See where he bends in? So instead of taking that up the seam there where we know there's a safety, he bends in over there with these guys in place. You just bend that over the linebackers. Nice throw. Good read. Trying to get that vertical, something vertical against the linebackers or against the defense. We saw that first play did not work out against single high for a couple of reasons. You had the pressure, did not work out. This time against two high with the spot drop zone, run essentially the same exact thing. The only difference is instead of Josh Jacobs not being out wide, he's in the backfield and kind of works as your late check down over the ball coming out of the backfield there. Just nicely done. Try to get them in heavy. Match up how you can get them to match up. Get your tight end, get your weapon up the seam, up the field, and then hit them up there. Did not work out the first time. It worked out, just not the way it was designed. You get that check down on the drag to Jacobs for the big gain. Here, you're able to get Kraft up the middle of the field for 24 yards. So really enjoyed these. Again, this was just one drive apart, about 3 or so game minutes, I guess. So enjoyed these little plays. I hope you enjoyed this as well, I guess, and I will talk to you later.